Welcome back! You're here to watch more anime, and if you're not new to the channel, or if you've actually looked at the title of the video, you would know today we're watching more Call of the Night, and having affirmation that they're going to try to convert him over to being a vampire, no matter how many years it takes, or specific time limits in place, being one thing, but also being introduced to more characters. Actually, most of the roster of the opening has been kind of ticked off now, which is nice. But where's it going to go? We've got kind of romance intrigue around the corner for everyone. At least. It being the main pushing plot point, is it not? I think the whole is he going to go back to school is completely, well, void at this point. If you want to see it, well, all you have to do is, quite simply, check the links down below for any full videos. But if you do that, make sure to keep watching on YouTube. Just put it in the background. No one has to know. Helps out me, helps out the channel. Might bring you some more stuff in the future. But now, grab a drink, and let's begin. The most popular existence? I feel you may be hanging around the wrong crowds. But at least she's, fallen into a niche that works for her. Each of the little vampire crowd has their own theme they're going for. We saw the businesswoman approach. Friendly, like childhood friend, and then, yeah, that one. Considering we were given the time limit for everything that was allowed before it was no longer possible to turn into a vampire, are we going to be able to just spend a while enjoying what they're used to, just playing games and doing sweet fuck all for a while? How troublesome for you being being bombarded with messages and whatnot, but however, what because he got question. That was the start of an episode I wasn't expecting, but I very much appreciate it. But it was possible. I mean, she could have had a knife. Now, restless leg syndrome, she got a bad twitch, that was all it was. Yeah, it looks like she's fine. If you're enough to enact violence straight afterwards, at least there's no immediate brain damage. But they've made up now. Why would they need to abduct him or do anything like that again? Well, not that she was getting tired of her own existence and how she was doing things before. Having people person to kill time with. looked as though she had something to say. Is this now going to be not only lending a hand to those that can't sleep, but putting on a tough front? Her face didn't look like one that was thrilled with a predicament. Is Nazna going to be okay with this? Sounds about right. So, well, that is her problem, is it not? The fact that she is so popular and gets people. It's a specific type of people constantly trying to talk to her. That was a melting into the chair. They get on, yeah, quite well with that regard. She just said that out loud. What are these camera angles? What kind of songs is she gonna choose? What? It's meant to be a little hype squad. Hmm. How? How could he not know the current thing? I mean, that would be me. Don't really care about current trend music, TV. Always have to do something, figure out. Why isn't she cheering along or helping out? Not feeling her own. But, but it's a song that he knows. What's the problem? It's a nice song. There's no more intrinsic reason behind it. Well, now she's heard the rest of it. She's expanding her horizons. It don't need to be stuck to the usual. Is there time up? When she gets a. I like the filter being put over there. Yeah, he could knock first rather than go straight onto the glass. What is the. I love the straight man routine, but yeah, you sure this place doesn't have like great security? You can just try to barge into people's rooms. I mean that, yeah, makes sense. You know, I think part of the problem is she just leaves issues like that, like the one that was messaging her relentlessly, rather than telling them to go away or anything. Do you think he's still out there? Who is he to actually try to Get a chair or something if he's going to stay out there. Right. Well, why doesn't she then? That's the natural way of the world. I mean, she's being very generalistic with these things. I like the complete change in tone and colour palette for all of this. In a sense. Did anyone invite him in? Saviour. They're gonna have to pay for that door. But, well, then she would have hell to pay. I don't know your name, but Mr. Drag. And there he goes, putting himself into situations where you don't quite know what the fuck is going on. But for the benefit, trying to do his best. An acquaintance, at best. You get him to answer the... It's not quite as possessive and she's mine kind of thing as would have banging on the door would have made it seem. I mean, just be quite upfront about it. Is that why she's just waiting while he's doing the karaoke stuff? My glasses. Where are my glasses? So he tripped and now he's getting lambasted about his eyesight as well. We're going into the chemical releases. So romantic. And that would kind of be why people get hooked into those kind of things so easily. He was going through a bit or two, right? He got into a rather troublesome routine. However, it is those kind of chance encounters. There are lifelong friendships that can be made just from meeting while drunk. Is he transmitting this entire thing? As long as he gets to spend time with her. Hopefully it's if he was actually worried about not being able to see her for a while and she just keeps ghosting him, fair enough. Actually, give him an answer, tell him to go away if you want it. But if it's just more than 5 minutes, then he might have an issue. It wasn't about you in particular, just her entire way of life kind of thing. Well, who's he to talk for her and what she believes in things? Well, it's not exactly too hard of a concept to understand. I mean, the fact he had no idea about this beforehand. Well, did you really think that was gonna go off without a hitch there? She'd been watching from a distance. So, how do you think he's gonna leave her alone after seeing this? Or they're gonna have a bit more of a. Hmm. What, this is not like her? He's. He was never supposed to. But he enjoyed their time together so much. It's just a matter of course. Well, because. Are we getting a. Because it was different? He's not the obsessive type like it was been portrayed there. Huh. While Nazna and Nicole was hounded for their just a friendship routine. Apparently, it's more common than it looks. Than it looks. Hmm. She just wanted something ordinary. How? Yeah, I was about to say, how tiring for them. Had she calmed down properly? Hmm. Surprisingly human for a reaction from them all. She can't have a normal friendship anymore. Rather than what she thinks she should do, what does she want to? So that she what kill him so that she doesn't have to think about it. He might have a name. Ah, there you go. Rather than it being ruined by itself or coming to a conclusion where you look back with despair or sadness. No, just kill him now while things are good. Yeah, that part of the conversation he probably didn't miss. And the fact that you've had. How did he get in his hair? Had a blast, what it looks like there. what she feels is for the benefit of everything. Can't actually bring herself to it. Is that showing what it actually is all about? The vampires having a way of making people fall in love with them. Everything about romance, their entire being is trying to get people to fall for them. The reality is, it's so much more real when it's natural, when she wasn't attempting to do it. Hmm. Well, that's the progression that Komori needs to take note of, isn't it? And he won't need to worry about it soon, maybe. Yeah, two people that didn't want to be apart from each other. Vampires and humans didn't really come into it. Well, the fact that they were able to fall into that so easily. I mean, she must be a little observant if she actually realised. Might need to ramp up soon, though, but here in the alleyway. Watching? I mean, nothing. Akiyama the offspring. They're allowed back in after the damage they caused? Having a... Don't question it. Having a somewhat normal life with relationships out there, having a group of friends that you can go and just enjoy spending time with each other. Whether you have to worry about the threat of imminent demise is, well, separate. Seeing the other vampires having their own little issues and worries, you're one that is actually enjoying spending the time with each other's. What happened to my use of the English language there? And rather than lose what they had, nope. It's much easier she goes completely silent, calls off everything as it was so that she doesn't have to think about it. In truth, couldn't think of a moment without him, really. The idea of how these characters were introduced. We've got the one that was just kind of falling into that lifestyle, picking up random people because high school girls are so valuable. Can talk to pretty much anyone she wants, and then get rid of them whenever it's no longer fun. It initially showing off, oh, now we've just got this kind of stalkery behaviour where we can't let go. But just mainly because anyone else you would probably tell them, stop it now, it's not fun, fuck off. But because she was unable to do this on this occasion, since every moment that she was spending with him was It was the highlight of her life, wasn't it? Being able to have moments where you don't have to worry about all the other stuff going on in your life. Even more so when you're a vampire and it revolves entirely around making these offspring, come with devious ways to trick people into falling in love with you just to perpetuate vampires. Being able to let go, just have a nice day at an arcade, karaoke bar. Seems a normal life is what they mainly wish for, isn't it? And when you actually find someone that you want to spend every moment of the waking day with, you know you've got something special. I do find it slightly curious, though, that he's like, wait, you weren't just avoiding me. There's more going on. There's vampires in the midst. All right, okay, make me a vampire as well. Rather a quick decision. Don't need to think about his plans, going out in sunlight and... Is this world vampires susceptible to religious iconography and silver and stuff like that? How many vampire defeating things are there? Like different iterations. We're not having to be... Oh god, not being able to have garlic. Alright, screw that. No. No longer care about being a vampire. Garlic bread is not worth the trade for immortality. And one thing I do like about this episode is that it's been shown several times, but the way that he thinks about things, because he's kind of this outcast who doesn't really understand a lot of things, hasn't had what you'd call a normal life. He can say things from his heart without having to think about it. Ends up calming some hearts out there. It's just a song that I like. I wanted to sing it. It's got no intrinsic... It's got a further meaning to it. Why can't you just enjoy something? You don't have to be up and now the in thing. He's not trying to impress her, I think was the main part there. Either the vampires have some sort of charming capability, brainwashing, or just a vast amount of funds. The karaoke bar probably wouldn't have let them back in if the door got blasted off the hinges. Or maybe they would. What's their insurance like? So, just take out a few more. We'll get paid after this. And what about the street signs and things being, even street tiling, being damaged by the nighttime fights of vampires? I see the local council are having a bit of an issue funding all of the repairs. I didn't expect, though, especially the beginning, where you had the slow motion ripple of the face from a knee to the jaw. It was very much appreciated. Didn't expect it in the slightest. More of that, I think. Well, not just the gratuitous violence, but the interesting use of time, surprise, animation. Whenever we have moments in this show where it breaks out like we had before of the fight scenes, and now this little cutaway joke type thing, because it is such a divide from the usual show and how it does things, it really quite hits and it's amusing. At least I think so. If you agree with me, well, let me know down below. If you want to leave a like and a comment on the video, tell me what you thought of this episode. Would you be able to cut off ties if it becomes too real? Or does the thought of separating from someone that you truly want to be spending your time with is far too much? And apart from the mild stalkerish behaviour and the banging on the glass and 17,483 missed messages and calls. In fact, he didn't want to let go of what they had, even if it was just, I don't know what's going on kind of thing, was kind of nice in a way. There are definitely things, especially now, that I would be distraught if I lost. So I'm going to try to reach out and latch on and keep hold to the things that really matter to me. Hopefully you can as well. If you want to try to not miss out future episodes, consider subscribing to the channel, maybe even join onto my Discord. All I know is I'm probably going to stay away from karaoke for a while. But get yourselves a bit of rest. I'll see you in the next one. My patrons are the ones that, on a moment's notice, could decide they don't want me anymore, take me out back to an alleyway, and that would be the end of everything. But for the time being, I do need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Cardboard, Shiwan, Acne, Guado, Tori Jane, Kite, Light Wizard 91, Mega 42, Diego Zenhausen, SZ 9870, Croyville, Maxwell, and everyone else. Because both me and my channel have been allowed to live just a little bit longer. And, surprisingly, I'm having some fun.